Guys, and welcome to your Thursday, May 7th, Stronger Together workout. Today you're going to be doing some core work followed by mobility. We're going to try and make every Thursday some mobility day, so we're going to take care of that today. So we're going to start you first with just doing a general warm-up to get you ready for your core work first. So your warm-up will start with a walk out to a plank position. So you're going to bend forward, get a nice hamstring stretch, walk your hands out to a plank. Start by just walking your hands out to a plank. So forward bend, walk out to a plank position. All right, you're going to hold this for a minute, and then from there you're going to step into a lunge. Now if you want to go down to your elbows here, you can do so and deepen the stretch, but otherwise you're just going to stay in a lunge position. From here you're going to circle around in one direction for 15 seconds, and then you'll circle the other direction with your knee for another 15 seconds. You'll send that leg back into a plank position. From here, you're going to lift your hips and press back into downward dog, driving your chest towards your toes, hips to the sky. Hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds. Come back to a plank, drop your hips, and look up in an up dog position for another 20 to 30 seconds. Back to your plank. Walk your hands back in and stand tall. You're going to do all of that on one side and then do the same movements on the other side, and that is one round. You'll do 2 rounds of all of that. For your core workout, you're going to start with plank walk-ups. So you'll be in a plank position, right? You're going to go down to your elbows and back up to your hands. And you're going to just continue to repeat this movement for 1 minute. After that, you're going to go into 25 sit-ups. If you have an ab mat, obviously use it. If you want to use a pillow as a little extra support for your back. But if you don't have one, you're perfectly fine just doing regular sit-ups. So feet together, knees butterflied out. You're going to go back, touch the ground behind you or your dog's head, and then bring your hands up to touch in front of your toes. If this position bothers you at all, you can always do feet flat on the ground and do the same movement. Okay, you're going to do 25 of these. After your sit-ups, you're going to go into 25 4-count flutter kicks. So for a flutter kick, you're laying straight on your back. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. You will do 24 of them, or 25 of those. After that, we're going to go to plank step throughs. So for a plank step through, you're going to be on your elbows. I'm in a plank position. I'm going to step my one leg through, my right leg through, drop my hip to the ground, and immediately come back up. Step my left leg through, drop, come up. So every time you do a movement, you're counting that as a rep. When you're done with your plank step throughs, you're going to 25 leg raises. So now we're just doing the same thing as a flutter kick, but now both feet, right? So you're just coming slightly off the ground, maintaining a nice tight core here. If you have any issues with your lower back during these movements, you can put your your hands underneath your butt and lower back just to help add a little extra support. It should make it easier. When you're done with your leg levers or leg raises, you're going to go into bicycle crunches. So your knees are up. You're going to take your right elbow, touch it to your left knee, left elbow to right knee. And you'll do 25 of these. Okay? From there, you're going to go into your Russian twist. You can do your Russian twist with a dumbbell or a kettlebell if you want. You can do it somewhat weighted. But if you don't have any weight or you prefer not to use it, that's fine. So the harder version of a Russian twist is your feet are off the ground and you're touching each side. Right, you're twisting and touching. Each rep, each time you touch, it counts as 1 rep. If you can't keep your feet off the ground, obviously just rest them on the ground and still get that twist. You want to be slightly leaned back here just to get a little extra work in your abs. Next, you're going to do hollow rocks. So for hollow rocks, you're in a hollow position. Your hands are next to your ears, or your arms are next to your ears. From here, you're going to think about trying to touch your heels to the ground, but not exactly, right? I'm getting as close as I can without touching and sitting tall at the top. You can also put your hands here in front, and if this is still too challenging, you can bend your knees. The goal is not to touch the ground though with the heels, right? I like to think it's like the bottom of a rocking chair. Finally, you're going to reverse all of that, okay? So the hollow rocks is in the middle. So then you're gonna go backwards now into Russian twists, then your bicycle crunches, then your leg raises, then your plank step throughs, your flutter kicks, your sit-ups, and then you're gonna finish with a plank hold versus a plank walk up. And that will be your core movements for the day. So for your mobility today, we're gonna be holding various poses. We're gonna do some on the right side first and then go to the left side. Each of these poses you're gonna be holding for at least a minute. Some of them will be longer. So your first pose for today is a saddle pose. So you're gonna sit on your heels. You can have your knees wider if you prefer. It's really up to you. And if this is a good stretch right here, just sitting on your heels, that's fine. You should be stretching your quads here. If you want to deepen the stretch as you start to just loosen up, or if you have the mobility to do so, you can lean back onto the hands, okay? If you have the mobility to go down onto your elbows, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And if you want to lay completely down, which I'm not going to do right now because I'm not warmed up, I welcome you doing that as well. You're gonna hold that pose for 2 minutes. So during that time, you might loosen up a little bit more and be able to go a little bit deeper into that stretch. After that, we're gonna go into a dragon pose. So you're going to go into a lunge on the right side. All right, your hands are going to go, can I start this again? Mm-hmm. Good. Next, we're gonna go into a dragon pose. So we're going to go into a lunge. Your back leg is going to extend behind you. So I'm on my right side. My right leg is in the front and lunging. And from here, I'm just gonna place my hands on my leg and just sit in this position, okay? And I'm driving my knee more forward of my toes, okay, as much as I can. I'm gonna feel this in my back leg. So you want that back leg to get out behind you as much as possible. Now, after that, you're gonna hold that for a minute. You can deepen the pose. So we're basically going into essentially a Spider-Man lunge like we normally do, but the back knee can be down. So from here, I'm gonna go down into my Spider-Man position and just hang out here, okay? And I'm driving my knee out, trying to get a good stretch all the way through my quad, along the back, and as well as my hips here, okay? And you just come up whenever you're ready. You can go in and out of this movement too, as much as you need to. You will hold that pose for a minute as well. From there, we'll then do dragon pose on the left leg, right? So you're gonna go back into that lunge with the left leg, or the right leg now extended behind you, right? And I'm leaning forward into it, sitting tall. My hands are on my left leg. If you need to balance here in a different position, that's fine. But you wanna try and stay tall as much as possible. You don't wanna be hunched forward. And then from there, once you've gotten a good stretch and you've held that for about a minute, you're gonna go down on the left side and do a lizard. This is called lizard pose in yoga. Then a lizard pose on this side. After doing those stretches on both legs, you're gonna go to happy puppy, which is my favorite. So happy puppy, you're gonna be on your knees. You're gonna go to your hands, so in almost like a tabletop position. From here, you're gonna walk your hands forward. Try to keep your hips where they are. You don't want the hips shifting back, right? You don't want them coming forward with you. So again, you're here in that tabletop position. Walk your hands forward and just relax your chest into the ground, okay? And as you hold this, you're just allowing your shoulders to relax more, right? You're trying to just let the chest drop to the ground, okay? And really focus on your breathing through this. And then you'll just walk your hands back in when you're done with the stretch. You're gonna hold happy puppy for 2 minutes. After we're done with happy puppy, we're gonna go into a frog position. We're gonna hold this for 3 minutes. Frog position is extremely challenging, at least for me. And so you don't wanna force this. You want to feel a stretch in your groin area, but you do not want to be forcing this, okay? So, and if you need additional padding for your knees, you can roll up your mat if you have one, or use a towel for just some added support, okay? So from happy puppy, you would just shift yourself back, but I'm gonna show you from this angle. So my knees are gonna go wide, my feet can go out to the side or just straight back. From here, I'm going to basically follow that happy puppy position and drive my chest down to the ground, okay? And I'm thinking for me, I feel it more, the more I shift my hips back, I feel the stretch more in my groin. Some people don't feel it that way, so you're gonna have to possibly move around to feel this, find where you feel the stretch. All right, but again, you're just sitting, relaxing into it, and letting the weight of your body do the work here, right? As you hold this stretch too, and you start to loosen up, you can basically manually kind of pull your knees a little farther apart to get a better stretch as well. But just, again, don't force it. You're gonna hold that for 3 minutes. After frog position, you're gonna go into straddle pose. So you're gonna put your legs wide, right as wide as you possibly can, where you're comfortable. And from here, you're just going to lean forward, okay? Don't force this, okay? So find what's comfortable for you. As you do this, you're gonna, and hold this position, you're gonna gain more flexibility. So just let, again, your body do the work and focus on your breathing throughout this. Try to stay calm. You don't wanna be tensed, right? You don't wanna be like, just tensing up the whole time. So just relax, right? Let the your body pull you forward, relax a little bit more, and just slowly gain inches, millimeters, whatever, you know, as you do this stretch. You're gonna hold this stretch for 4 minutes. So you're gonna have plenty of time to just hang out and get an extra stretch here. When you have completed that stretch, you're going to just hang out for a few minutes, for a few seconds, just laying on your mat and relaxing, because we're gonna go through all of this a second time, all right? So it's gonna be 2 rounds of these movements. Your second round, you should be much more limbered up, and you should be able to get an even deeper stretch on this second time through. After you've gone through all of those movements a second time, we're gonna finish with a half-seated frog position. So you're gonna be in a seated position. Your left leg is gonna extend in front of you. You're gonna bring your right leg back and behind you. From here, you're not gonna lean forward yet. You're gonna do half of the pose in one position, and then you'll shift in the middle of the pose. So the pose for the entire time is gonna be 2 minutes. So for 1 minute, with your leg behind you, you're going to just lean forward in between your legs, right? So in the middle of your legs, leaning forward and relaxing here, all right? You're gonna feel this in your quad and in your hamstring on this leg, okay? So hanging out here, you'll hold that for a minute. After that, you're gonna shift halfway through, and you're going to lean over that front extended leg, all right, to get a good hamstring stretch here. All right, you'll do total 2 minutes on the right side, and then a total of 2 minutes on the left side. That'll be your last pose for the stretching and mobility today. So that's it for today, guys. You're gonna hopefully feel much better afterwards. I hope that you guys show up for this. Mobility is important. Ask Adam. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, let us know, and we hope to see you in class. Bye.
Want to see a dead body?